Hey everybody, and welcome to the Grammar Class Linguistic Connections Week 8. I'm Mr. Puga, and I'll tell you what we need for this day. We need a writing journal, pencil and eraser, and you being super focused. This is our invitation to notice, okay? So these are our goals. I will explain what verbs are used for. We will notice the verbs in a sentence, among other things. And you will write your observations and share your notes with your teacher. All right, let's get going. Let's take a look at this sentence first. I'm going to read it twice. Here we go. An erupting volcano is a dangerous phenomenon. It explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoots rocks and ash. Okay, rock and ash. I'm going to read that again. An erupting volcano is a dangerous phenomenon. Fancy word. It explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoots rock and ash. All right? Okay, so now I want you to take a look at this sentence and tell me, what do you notice? All right? It's right here. An erupting volcano is a dangerous phenomenon. It explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoots rocks and ash. Pause the video, write your notes, and tell me everything that you notice about it. Okay, here we go. Pause. Okay, I guess you're back. And you wrote a couple of things, and maybe I'm not gonna go over all of the ones that you wrote, but I'm gonna go over some of them. For example, of course, we start with a capital letter. Yeah, okay, good. Then this is a complete sentence because it has subject and predicate. An erupting volcano being the subject is a dangerous phenomenon as a predicate. And then there's two sentences, and I know that because it's separated by a period. Now, the second sentence has a kind of like a list of things. And if you notice, it starts with a pronoun, and then it lists all of the things that the volcano does: explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoots rock and ash. And every item, everything that it does, is separated by a comma. That's what we do when we list things, properties, or items in a list. But if you notice at the end, we have a comma and then the word and shoots rock and ash. Now, this is a single item. It's a single thing that the volcano does. It's together. It shoots rock and ash. So that is why you see and twice. It's because this is part of the rest of the list, but not only it shoots rock, it also shoots ash. All right. So those are some of the things I realized. But we're not here for that today. I want you to take a look at the next focus phrase. Check it out. I use verbs to show action. So now what I want you to focus now in is the actions that you can see in the sentence. So I want you to take a look at it again, pause the video, and tell me all of the actions that you see in it. Take some notes, write the actions that you see, and let's see if we have the same ones. Okay, I'm sure you got some of them. All right, so let's start with the first one. And this is a little bit confusing for some of you, but that's okay. You see the word erupting, and it has a root word, erupt. And I understand that sounds like a verb, but it is not a verb. And I'm going to tell you why. The word volcano is a noun. So, what the word erupting is doing here is describing this word. It's an erupting volcano. What type of volcano is it? An erupting one. So, if the verb it's before a noun and it's describing it, we don't call it a verb. This becomes an adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. Don't worry too much about adjectives. We're going to talk about them in the future. Just know that if a verb is describing a noun and it's before it, not a verb for real, it's an adjective. All right. So then we have the word is, and that is a verb. Remember that is, are, were, was, all four are verbs because they're actions. Being is an action. being in some place or being yourself, that's an action. So that's the first verb that we got there. Is a dangerous phenomenon. And then we have the list of verbs in the second sentence. Explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoots rocks and ash. All right? All of those are actions. And you know they were actions because you can kind of like mimic them. Explodes, shakes, roars, spits steam, and shoot rocks. All right. So those are the verbs I found. Hopefully you found them too. All right. Please don't forget to think about the actions that you see in the sentence, write the answer in your journal, and take a picture of it, send it to your teacher. Good job today, guys. See you around. Bye bye.